What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show, and today is my Down in the Comments. I go down in the comments is my Down in the Comments show where I sit up here and answer your questions and just give y'all more flair about this, because again, sometimes you got to understand that you may feel that you want to get a little bit more information on stuff, or you might just want to agree with some of the things that I say. So again, I go down into the comments and I'm gonna start off with the top comment from my man Bowie Banks. Man, I appreciate you being a viewer, and Bowie Banks says, "You called it last year. This is Ron's retirement plan, sadly." Look, Ron, I'm glad that you pointed this out, because I think in another video, I couldn't remember who pointed this out before, but I think you were the one who pointed it out the last time, Bowie Banks. The wild thing about this is that I did call this, because if y'all pay attention to the things that Ron has done and said, it all comes off as a man who doesn't really, that he's looking at this as a retirement plan. I mean, what was it, yesterday, late yesterday, about midday late yesterday, the report came out that he was out playing golf trying to woo Anthony Lynn. When you think about something like that, that's not the sign of a guy who's, even though there's been this thing for the longest that's been like, well, the best deals happen on the golf court. No, they don't, because, I mean, Ron has found a way to goof up a lot of deals. He's found a way to goof up a lot of things. Let's go down the list of stuff that Ron has done that has said, you know what, does he really want to be here? Does he really do his due diligence? Let's start off with number one. How about the fact that he had to call the Indianapolis Colts after making the deal for Carson Wentz, having to pay all the salary, give up a third-round pick, give up 2 third-round picks to bring Carson Wentz here. He calls them back because they make an amazing deal to get Matt Ryan in there. Again, at the time, we thought Matt Ryan was going to work. But again, the fact that he had the nerve to call them and ask them how the hell they pull that deal off, does that not sound like a person that's disconnected? I mean, does that not sound like a person that's disconnected? You know how, I could tell you how the deal came about, Ron. You screwed Kyle Smith, and Kyle Smith in turn screwed you. That's how the deal got done. He saw that you was foolish enough to sit up there and trade all that stuff off, because he knew, Kyle Smith knew that at the end of the day, okay, well, and I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle Smith may have sat up there and talked to what's his name? I can't think of the GM's name in Indianapolis, but probably spoke to him and then sat up there and said, yeah, just get him for whatever you want. It's not like he's going to do any type of real due diligence. That was the level of due diligence Ron was doing. And then you think about all the other things that happened. His lack of actually sitting up there and reining in Scott Turner. That doesn't sound like a coach who wants to be here and who wants his job. That doesn't sound like that. That doesn't sound like a guy who wants to lead the organization. Then let's talk about Jack Del Rio and all his craziness that had to happen. Understand, before Jack got fined, Jack was already doing that. And he was doing that the whole first year he was here. He was on Twitter just like yapping off about how he loved Trump and defending Trump and all that type of stuff. Jack even told us that he was watching us. He told us he was watching everything we post. He was watching stuff that we do. Jack said that. And I don't think that Ron was the one who sat up there and really fined Jack. I think it was Jason Wright. I think it was Jason Wright. And I think Jason Wright came to Ron and said, Ron, this is out of hand. You need to do something about it. And Ron's solution was, all right, cool, we'll just do it. He didn't even rein in his own coaches. And then to sit up there and rein in Jack, he had to do something so extreme to rein in Jack. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate that happened because Jack focused on the defense. But again, still, why? Again, that doesn't make you feel like somebody's doing something. You know? Then you talking about free agencies. We ain't getting no real free agents here. When you really analyze what we got here in regards to free agents, name some free agents that really came here that were really impactful free agents. I mean, how did the William Jackson thing go? Kendall Fuller was already coming back. Kyle Smith had already made that deal. Kendall Fuller was coming back. And then you're talking about what? William Jackson III? That's about it. I mean, you're talking about some of these old commanders that showed up. That was the free agency you was talking about. I mean, we haven't gotten anything of significance in free agency since Ron has been here. Nothing that would make this the superstar impact that we needed at the time. We couldn't get any type of linebacker draft or free agency. Nothing. I mean, hell, Shaq Leonard was sitting up there and he was all types of injured and stuff like that. You telling me you couldn't find a way to ease Shaq Leonard or ease somebody out of Indianapolis for the Carson Wentz deal? You couldn't get nobody out of there? No one? Not even a tight end? Come on, man. I mean, what are we really talking about here? Then for all you people, he changed the culture. He changed the culture. What culture did he change? What culture did he change? We still aren't getting the top level free agents here. They're still not coming. Understand, he goofed up on the quarterback position so much, he swung and missed year after year. Couldn't get Matt Stafford, so we'll go ahead and go with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Why are we the ones who getting the consolation prize? Oh, we couldn't get Matt Stafford, so we'll go with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Oh, we couldn't get Aaron Rodgers. We couldn't get Aaron Rodgers. We couldn't get Tom Brady. We couldn't get Russell Wilson, and so we settled on Carson Wentz. Now, mind you, but like you talking about, if you look at Ryan Fitzpatrick, was that really a quality free agent? The two guards, Andrew Norwell and Trey Turner, was those quality free agents? I mean, maybe you can say Tyler Larson, who was injured here and there. Maybe. Charles Leno, I guess, who had no other options for real. What quality guys did we really bring here? What quality guys did we really bring here? And this isn't me shitting on the players, because I'm not pooping on the players. Because the players did what they had to do. They did their jobs. But I'm talking about what part of the culture changed, because we still can't get top level free agents here. And then on top of that, here's another level of, oh, well, the culture's changed. What changed about the culture? We're still losing. We're still losing. So guess what? Nothing about the culture has really changed, because guess what? We're still losing. We're still losing. And then on top of that, Ron has a loser's mentality, because only a loser would take his quarterback out of a pivotal game that you needed to make the playoffs. What part of this culture has changed if you're still losing? Huh? What part of the culture has changed if you're still losing? We're still a laughing stock of the league. Then you talk about all the different changes. That's another thing that's coming up. The anniversary of 222. Well, I'm sorry, it's already here. The anniversary of 222, where we're the Commanders. We're now the Commanders. Really? Then we get the mascot, which I didn't talk about before. We get the mascot, and that's a joke. Because again, I did a whole video that was a joke on the mascot, what the mascot should be. I said the mascot should be Porky Pig in a army fatigue outfit. And guess what we got? We practically got Porky Pig in a camouflage outfit. That's what Major Tuddy is. He's Porky Pig. He's Porky Pig. So what about this culture has changed? What change did he bring to this culture? He hasn't brought one. He hasn't brought a change because we're still losing. We still can't draw those top free agents to come here. We can't even get a top level quarterback to want to come here. What does that tell you? What about this culture has changed, or what has he changed about this culture that makes any difference? Explain to me that. Because he didn't. But Bowie Banks, like I said, again, everything he's done to me has come off as a coach that in reality he knew his time was up in the NFL. I think he knew his time was up when he finally left Carolina and he saw that his coaching got outdated. Not only that, once he came to Washington and he saw it again and he came in with that arrogant attitude at the beginning, and year 2 he found out very early on that wasn't the case. And then our media was in a bind, so they had to kiss his butt. Because what happened with the Jay Gruden and Bruce Allen situation, and Mike Shanahan, where they wouldn't talk to him. Now all of a sudden, our media had to swing all the way the other way to sit up there and kiss Ron's butt so they can actually get interviews with him. Hell, he sat up there and I think it was, what's the guy, early morning guy? Kevin Sheehan, I think is the early morning guy, very early in the morning. He used to have an interview with Ron, and then Ron basically ended talking with him because he started to hit him with some hard questions. Ron didn't like that. Oh, you're not favorable to us. And then when you think about this as well, name another coach that you see on nationwide sports media as much as Ron. Tell me, name one of these guys. Name a guy. I don't see Andy Reid out there like that, because Andy Reid is too busy preparing his team for a game. I don't see Kyle Shanahan out there. I don't see my man from Philadelphia. I don't see him out there. I don't see Mike McCarthy out there. I don't see Brian Daboll out there. I don't see any of these coaches that is in the playoffs. I don't see Mike Tomlin there. I didn't see Kevin O'Connell. I ain't see none of these coaches. Doug Peterson was able to get the Jacksonville Jaguars into the playoffs, y'all. I don't see any of those coaches on nationwide sports talk media or sports media as a whole. Didn't see them as much as you saw Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera is so caught up on trying to look a certain way that he just sat up there and just went about his own thing. Like I said again, and I'll repeat it again. Ron saw this as a retirement plan. He knew that, $27 million? Look, my family be straight for the rest of their lives. I ain't got to worry about nothing. He knew, and he saw this as an exit plan from the NFL, and he got it. I'm going to the next comment because I went on a tangent right there. Oh, my man Cedric Moore, love you, said, bruh. I'm glad you back, thank you. Big Cedric Moore says, big dog, glad to see you back. I was thinking, if I wanted to keep all my coaches and the system and the terminology and save my job, the answer is easy. North Turner. Dan will be gone, so no hard feelings, and I'll even let you bring Scott a coach. Bring Scott to coach the quarterback if that makes you feel better. I totally agree about Pep. Just ready for this train wreck of a season to be over before it even starts so we can hit the reboot. Said, you and I, you're my brother. You're my brother from another mother. You and I agree more than what people think we do. And this is an example of that. Like, you're talking about trying to keep the terminology and all this stuff going that was a part of what you were saying. You can't ask another offensive coordinator to come in here and learn a system. Just bring in the guys who know the damn system. Just bring those guys in. Just put them in the position to do what they need to do. Like I said, just elevate Ken Zampese and just go ahead, elevate Drew Terrell, who I think is going to be the next big offensive mind. Just elevate those guys. Because at the end of the day, at least the kids, Sam Howell and even Taylor Heineke, to some extent, will still be some familiarity in this system. Like I said, I mean, it's just one of those things where all this stuff that Ron has done, it just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. And to be quite honest, the fact that he sat up there and went about this, it's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. And like I said again, if you want somebody to keep the terminology, you want somebody to keep the system or keep some identity of the system the same, then just go with the people that already know the stuff. Don't be sitting up there trying to force somebody to learn a system that they have no idea about. It's silly, it's dumb, it's crazy. Like I said, appreciate the comment, man. Like always, you're my brother from another mother, man. Love you, bro. Last but not least, last comment. Wow, I mean, I ain't getting a lot of comments, which is okay, because I did go on that tangent just a minute ago. So, Bowie Banks got me all fired up. But this is from my man Merle Locklear. Honestly, I haven't been following the search very much at this point. If the team is so as being mentioned after the Super Bowl, I don't see Ron still being the head coach of the team. If he is still the coach, my guess is Ken Zampese getting the job because he is already in the system as well as familiar with the quarterbacks on the roster. Again, that's the best way to go. It's no need to sit up there and put another offensive coordinator in a bind. It's no need that with you losing your job, somebody else need to be on their way out, especially when they haven't been here. Then you're asking them to call plays that they're not even familiar with. Like that's crazy. Why? Because you're going to possibly lose your job, would you make somebody else also lose their job and their opportunities in the NFL? Because guess what? Nobody's going to remember the fact that you asked this person to learn another offense. They're just going to remember that the offense looked like trash. They're not going to remember that. They're not going to remember at all that Ron asked them to learn another offense. Nobody's going to remember that. And because of that, that is the worst thing that could ever happen. Like I said, man, stuff is wild. Stuff is crazy. That was the last comment. As I get down into the comments, I know I gave y'all some more stuff that y'all probably wasn't expecting or thinking about, but to be quite honest, y'all, there's so many mistakes that has happened. One of the other things that happened that Ron made a huge mistake on was that he didn't take advantage of the time that he had with these players who were on rookie deals. You're talking about Montez Sweat is up. Deron Payne is up. Cole Holcomb is up. Antonio Gibson is going to be up. Cam Curl is up. St. Juice will be up at some point. I mean, you're talking about he did not take advantage of all these guys that were on rookie deals when he came in. And a part of that is understanding that at the end of the day, you need to be a better coach. Like if you wanted this to be your whole retirement plan, then you should have hired the top level assistants. Like you should, I don't care who you thought you was going to, you should have sat up there and been like, you know what, let me go get the top offensive mind that's out there. Let me go get the top defensive mind that's out there, and I'm just going to let them coach the team. You didn't do that. Ron didn't do that. He brought in all his buddies. He brought in all his friends, and his friends let him down. Y'all tell me what y'all think. How do y'all feel about Ron, the whole thing about Ron? Like, how do y'all really feel about the fact that, do y'all feel that this was Ron's exit plan? Do y'all truly feel this was Ron's exit plan? And tell me what y'all think, because again, I said it, I did a video, like I said, it was last year. I did a video where I sat up there and I talked about Ron saw this as his retirement plan. He didn't seem like he really had the energy to really be a part of this team. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Other than that, this has been your man John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.